Okay, welcome back. Today we're gonna play Make the Moon. Make the moon. Okay, let's get this show on the road. I thought I was gonna be done with this game. Can you hear me okay? Is my voice normal? Is everything normal with the audio situation? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I thought I was done. I freaking played the game, and now I'm playing it again. Oh, and I played the apparently we were supposed to make okay, hold on. Let's exit. I forgot that Make the Moon is the final one. Let's do North Star. Yeah, I don't know. I brain farted. I totally forgot. North Star, then Make the Moon. Oh my gosh. But yeah. I said this in another video, but I thought about I won't get into it, but okay, we have to make it exactly 10 meters or close. I think last time I got it at like 11, but I was like super paranoid. I thought it was only like 4 or 5, but then I was like, the camera hadn't panned out in a while, and the Katamari was starting to like take up all the screen. So I was like, maybe it is actually pretty close, and yup, it was 11. For a sec, I was like, why is there no freaking music? Don't tell me there's more audio issues, god dang. But yeah, from time to time, the audio needs to be like unplugged. Like I gotta unplug the audio interface and plug it back in. There's some kind of like feedback or something that accumulates over time, I guess, or whatever. I don't know. But it has something to do with the audio interface I use is Focusrite, which is a good one. But then it doesn't interact with Windows 10 like 100% properly. I mean, it does, but there's a side effect that there's some kind of like feedback or something like builds up, and then once it reaches a certain amount, then you just get this alien robot voice. And it's one of those things where they could fix it, but I think what it is, I mean, I can't confirm this, but it's because they're two separate companies. So they're like, well, why should we fix, like, why should we spend manpower and man hours, you know, I guess that's what manpower sort of means. Like, why should we spend time and effort and money to fix it when it's not real, you know? I reckon both people are like just saying, or both companies are like, well, why doesn't the other company fix it, you know? All right. Like, they're on, I mean, do you get what I'm saying, or am I beating a dead horse at this point? I tend to do that at times. I'm like questioning if I explain myself, so I'm just like, well, might as well explain it again. But, oh man, I didn't think I'd be able to grab those. All right. But because it's two separate companies, it does, like, Focusrite doesn't feel the need to make it so it would work on another company's, like, software or whatever, you know. Which on the one hand I understand, but on the other hand it's like, god dang. It's yet another reason why, like technology, like, often doesn't work enough as it is. But then to just have it be, like, just lack of will. Like, this is something that could probably be fixed. Just there's no business will to do it or whatever. Then again, I could be 100% wrong. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But, yeah, it freaking sucked. I recorded 3 whole episodes. 3 freaking episodes. It was, like, over an hour of footage. Well, in all fairness, one of them was gonna be, like, a short episode. And then, I forgot that the last episode was, like... That last level was, like, 25 minutes. Plus the freaking, credits and stuff. So that was gonna be, like, a super long episode, so... I broke the other one into... I was gonna break the other one into 2 and make it a total of 3 episodes. I had only intended for it to be 2, but I had enough footage for 3. But because of the way it was broken up, I was gonna have like one short episode and then a long episode. Because it was either that or I was gonna have one super crazy, stupid long episode. I didn't mean the episode was stupid, I meant like it was gonna be stupid long, you know. Okay, so we gotta get to 10 meters. I'm pretty sure I sort of remember how big it was last time. Basically, it's big enough to where it's starting to, the stuff is starting to get close to touching the top and bottom of the screen. We're not there yet. There's also no time limit, but yeah, I guess I forgot to mention it. Yeah, we're supposed to just try to get it close to 10 meters, but it doesn't say how big it is, so we have to just like eyeball it. Which it is a cool concept. And they did do a... Pretty sure, didn't they do like a worse version of it in We Love Katamari, right? What they like get it between 5 and 6. I'm just like, geez, dude. Like that, like doing it like that's like really freaking hard. And then you have to get like a high rating on all the levels to unlock the final secret bonus level that's actually not much of a bonus level. You have to collect 1,000,000 red roses. It's so dumb. I think I might have briefly mentioned it in another episode. But there's like bunches of... I think you can get like, you can get single roses or you get bunches of like 5 or 10 or something like that. I'm pretty sure it's not more than 10. And you just collect 1,000,000 of them. But they do respawn as you collect them or whatever. So you just roll around and collect them forever until you get 1,000,000. And I'm pretty sure once you get 1,000,000, you just get like the king or whatever is just like, oh, you did it, good job, and that's it. But I guess the good news is that because it takes so long, it lets you save your progress like mid. Like you don't have to get them all at once. It like saves how many you got, and you can pick up your progress or whatever. I don't know. I guess maybe one day I'll do it, but I played it for a while. Like not like hours and hours, but I'm pretty sure I went around for like at least an hour, but I only got like 10. I think I got like 10,000. And I was like, man, F this. This is like stupid. You don't even it's like not even like fun. Like you're not even like going around and like getting bigger or anything. I guess maybe you're gaining the size of the rose, but you know how many roses it takes to get like big? Like a bajillion, you know? Okay, I think we're maybe starting to get close-ish. I'm gonna go for a little bit more. I think this was probably the short episode, because I think it only took me maybe 10 or 12 minutes to get it. And then what was the third episode of, I wonder? Because I'm pretty sure I didn't do... I decided... Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention, too. I decided to not do the rest of the constellation levels. I don't know. They're not, like... They're not fun, but, like, there's no, like, lose condition. So there's no, like, stakes, you know? And plus, I feel like I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, man, I even said this in the last episode. I was like, I feel like I've gotten to the point where I've, like, played this enough. I think we're ready to call it. And then that whole thing got ruined, so now I actually have to play it more, even though I thought I was like done playing it, you know. Okay, this might be like 8.5 maybe. Oh geez. Okay, we need to stop. We're done. Yes, those last couple of trees might have put me over. I meant to grab just like 1 or 2 of the trees, but I accidentally rolled into a bunch more. Hey, look at that. I was a little bit closer than I was last time. Okay, yeah, since we're only at 9 minutes, I might just do the next episode. So yeah, this is probably gonna be like a 40-minute episode. I forget how long the credits were. They weren't crazy long, but they weren't short either. Man, I remember in Breath of Fire 3, there's a freaking false North Star. You have to cross the desert. You have to follow the North Star, but then there's like a false North Star that can like get you like off track. And I'm pretty sure once you're off track, you're totally boned. You basically have to like start over. Okay, now let's do it. I'm pretty sure it doesn't come into play that much. You just have to pay attention. It's in a different position. It's at a different height or whatever when you're walking. So you just have to make sure that you know, if you're never sure, you can just turn to the side and then check to see if the real one's there. If you turn to the side and you see the real one, then you know that the one you're looking at is the fake one. I don't know. It's actually more obvious than I'm making it sound, you know. Oh, this is a cool looking Katamari. Now I have to go back and reminisce about all the things I talked about. I remember saying that this was a cool looking Katamari, but once we grab a bunch of stuff, we won't be able to see it anymore. But oh geez, yeah, I don't know. Every now and then when I lose an episode, I haven't lost that many episodes total. But I run into that thing where it's like, well, like, it's not really, like, worth it to, like, go back and try to remember all the things I talked about and then talk about them. But I think this time I'm going to make an exception because I actually have a freaking crazy story, which is rare because I don't have crazy stories very often that occur in my day-to-day life. Most of my crazy stories or whatever were from, like, from stuff that happened, like, in the past, like in my early 20s, you know. That was a rough period of my life for a lot of reasons. But, yeah, my day-to-day life is actually pretty chill. I mean, I wake up, go to work, come home, get something to eat, go to yoga, you know, after probably eating too much, and then come home and eat a little bit more, and then enjoy being single, and rinse and repeat, and that's my life pretty much. Yeah, freaking sucks. Well, like, I build up so much of an appetite. Is it so much of an appetite, or such an appetite? I think it's such an appetite. Like, I'm so, like, ravenously hungry by the time I get home, because I freaking burn, like, 20,000 calories at my job. So I'm freaking ravenous. So I just, like, I usually end up, like, just, like, eating, like, a lot of food, like, real quick. And I'm super full in time for yoga, so I'm like, oh, great, cool. So, I mean, I kind of, like, I don't know. I don't do it, like, all the time, but, man, I gotta keep it. That's something I definitely gotta keep an eye on. I can definitely, like, be, like, super full. Which you always pay for it at yoga, so it's one of those things where you would think that after being punished for it, you would stop. But that's one of the things where, like, it's hard to actually to keep yourself from doing it when you're so friggin' hungry, you know. But, oh yeah, anyway, yeah, the story that I just spent, like, 5 minutes hyping up. This actually happened, let me look at the dates. Today's July 14th. 2020. This happened on July 3rd. It was Friday, like last week Friday or whatever. The week before last Friday. So basically, there was a scheduled layoff or whatever, and then they make us use a couple of days, and we have some 4th of July holiday pay or whatever. So because of the shutdown or whatever, we have to use 3 vacation days, plus we get 2 holiday pay days or whatever. So we actually don't lose any money. There's no, like, gap in money or whatever. But basically, the point is that I was off for 9 days in a row. Oh, wait, geez, I think I already mentioned that. Okay, anyway. So, Friday morning, I get in my car, I get ready to go to the health food store, and and I get in the car, I turn it on, and I see, like, the low tire light is on. And I'm like, God dang it. Okay, well, fine. I'll hit up the gas station, too. Fill up the tire, whatever, you know. I've had it happen a couple of times before. And I just had to add air to it. And so I'm slowly driving out of the parking lot. And I start hearing this, like, strange sound. And I'm noticing that it, like, every time the tire rotates, I hear it. I'm like, what the frick? And then I get out and I look. And I'm like, wait, is there... Oh, and then, as it turns out, I, like, hit something. And my tire was actually completely flat. So I was like, well, god dang. Well, I guess I'm not going to the freaking store. What the frick? And, yeah, I remembered what it was. Like, the last time I drove in the car, I had, like, I thought it was, like, a small, like, twig/branch or something. Something where I didn't think it was a big enough deal to, like, risk, like, swerving the car to get out of the way. So I just ran over it, and at the time, like, it did make a sound when I hit it, but then, like, I didn't notice that, like, I didn't notice anything was, like, different with the, like, the handling or anything. Like, no lights, no, like, warning lights came on or anything. So at the time, I didn't think anything of it. So then, like, I was at home, and there's no... Well, they did recently start up yoga again, but I didn't go or whatever that week. So I hadn't left the house in, like, several days. So by the time this happened, I had, like, totally forgotten about it. Oh, jeez. I had totally forgotten about it until I, like... thought back at that moment. I was like, oh geez, yeah, I totally forgot about that stupid thing I must have hit. It turned out it completely oh, I can hit them, but I can't pick them up. Wait, why can I pick up the giant watermelons? The balls look smaller. Oh, now I can pick them up. All right, fine. So I'm like, well, what the frick? And I'm like, all right, fine. So I went to put the spare tire on, and I went to take the lug nuts off. I take off the lug nuts, and apparently I have, like, one goofy ass lug nut that I can't fit the tool around, because, you know, it's like a typical, like, 6-sided thing or whatever where you know, you put the 6-sided thing and then you can wrench it off or whatever, or crank it off. But it's completely round. There's nothing to grip. So I'm like, what the frick? And then there's a star shape on the inside of it. It's like a goofy-ass lug nut. I don't have a way to take it off. So I was like, dude, what the actual frick? So I was like, fine. Well, I guess I'll have to, luckily the maintenance guy, he's a cool dude. He said he was gonna, come by the apartment complex later. He said he'd bring an air compressor. So I brought an air compressor to fill up the tire once so I could drive it to the store. I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on. Dude, I hate this gate, dude. I'm too big to fit through, but I'm too small to grab the actual gate. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. So basically, I knew that I needed a tire replaced, so I didn't want to drive. Like, you don't want to drive on the spare that much. This is back when I thought I was going to use the spare. So I wanted to call ahead to make sure that they had the tire in stock before I drive over. So there's like one place in town that I trust. So I called that guy, and he told me the price, or he told me he was going to have to order the tire or whatever. And then I called another place, and he gave, the number he gave me was like a high number. I don't think I went up here on my other playthrough of this. Maybe it's not worth climbing up here. I don't think it's worth climbing up here. Oh man, look, that car is floating. Yeah, I can't pick it up. What the frick is this thing? This phallic lion head coming out of this. Yeah, I don't know. It's Japan, who knows? Yeah, I'm totally blowing it on this story, by the way. Yeah, I'm really, like, freaking tired. But plus, I already told the whole freaking story, so now I, like, subconsciously, I'm, like, comparing how I told it the first time versus the second time. Oh, yeah, I'm too big to see it, but I thought it was strange. There's, like, a person standing on top of that rock holding that house up, and I don't know why. If I back up, maybe I can see it. Maybe I can see his feet. Nope. Alright, well, you just have to take my word for it. So I was calling for tire prices, and I called one place, and nobody answered the phone, so I left a message. And I basically said, I'm looking for this specific tire, and I called the dude that I trusted, and he said that he was going to have to order it, and the price he gave me was like a pretty high number. It was more than I expected. See, back when I was a kid, I remember seeing the commercials for like a set of 4 tires for $99 or whatever. But this price that he said was like, it was like over $100 for a single tire. So I was like, let me call around, let me check some prices, you know. So I called the one place, and nobody answered, so I left a message saying, I'm looking for this specific tire. I read off the kind of tire it was or whatever. Okay, I have a feeling I'm not supposed to be here. Yeah, let me go. Yeah, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be up here. I'm actually almost big enough to go to the 12 meter. I think there's like a 12 meter place. Ooh, let's get these mushrooms. Oh, I can't get the mushrooms yet. No. Oh, the mushrooms would make me freaking huge. Oh, geez. Man, I was thinking about going down, but I changed my mind, but then it was too late. I couldn't turn back around. I was going to pick up the large aminals. Okay, boy, this is gonna be like a 45-minute storytelling. It's still like, okay, I don't know. I'm just flustered and like semi-annoyed that I have to keep playing this. Plus, I'm tired. Okay, now can I pick up the stupid mushrooms? Still can't pick them up. All right, fine. Can I go up here? Where else am I supposed to go? Where else does this 3-meter area lead to? Where else does it want me to go? Can I go up here yet? No, I have to be 12. I guess I'm almost 12. There we go. Okay, I have to hurry up and get over there. I have to pass through the barrier before I hit something that makes me too small to fit through. Alright, we good. Alright, we should be good now. If I can pick up these rocks. Yeah, let's get the rocks. Yeah, alright, well. It's probably not worth going backwards for the rocks. Why the hell can't I pick that up? So then I called another tire place, and then they told me a price, and I was like, hold on, let me ask the other guy. I think the dude that I trust, I think I didn't ask him how much the tire was. He said he was going to have to order it, and it would be here on Monday. So he suggested that I call an actual tire shop because they might have it in stock. So I called him, asked him how much it was, and he was like, do you want me to order it? You want me to order it? And I was like, let me... I was like, God damn it. See, now too much time passed. Now I can't 100% remember what happened. Basically, what happened is that I ended up not going with the guy that I trusted because the number I gave him was higher. And then when I called and told the other guy that when I called the other guy at the tire shop, told him to order it, I was like, can you give me, like, can you recoup or, like, go over the cost or whatever just so I know how much money to move into checking? So he was like, it was this much for the tire. And I was like, whoa, hold on. How much was it? And as it turns out, I had misheard him. His number was actually, I'm pretty sure it was the same as the guy that I trusted. But then I was like, well, I already told the other guy no, because I had a better price. Yeah, and I called the other dude back, and I was like, yeah, actually, I got a better price from the guy at the actual tire shop. You know, I just wanted to let him know. I didn't want to be rude and leave him hanging when he wasn't sure if he needed to order it or not for me. So I told him no, called the other guy. It was like, yeah, so tell me how much it's going to cost for the installation and labor and stuff. And then he told me, and it was the same number as the other guy. But I was like, well, I already told the other guy no, and I got you on the line. So I went ahead and just said yes to that guy. So now I'm stranded for the weekend without a car. So then, I'm trying to think of what day it was. It was like it was like Sunday, I think, because I had to freaking work Sunday night. Or was it Monday night? Man, I don't freaking know. Too much time, like I said, too much time passed, so I don't know. I'm usually like pretty detail oriented, so it's kind of throwing me off my game, like not being able to be like 100% accurate with everything I'm saying. But basically they were like, okay, well, we'll order it and we'll give you a call or whatever. So I pumped up the tire, or the maintenance guy pumped up the tire, and then so I drove it over, handed the dude the keys. He's like, all right, you know, it'll be here Monday. We'll give you a call when you're good to go or whatever. I'm like, all right, fine. So I take a cab back to my house. So now I'm stuck at my house without a car. I had the cab stop at the grocery or at the health food store so I could buy groceries, so I'd be good for the weekend. So then, basically, it's at like 8:20 a.m. I get a phone call. I may have to be 60 to go over there. All right. I get a phone call. I was like, "Hey, this is this is just I'm just calling you back. Just wondering if you were able to get that tire that you had mentioned." And I was like, what the hell? Like, what do you mean? Like, I'm sitting here going like, dude, why do they expect me to get the tire? Like, when you take it to a tire shop and you give them the keys to your car, like, I thought it was assumed that they were going to be the one getting the tire. Like, why were they expecting me to produce a tire? Like, how am I going to get a tire? I don't have a car at this point, you know? So it's like, what the frick? So I hit call back, and I called the number back, and this dude answered the phone. And I was like, yeah, I'm just calling back. I got a call, and and I had a tire ordered, and I had a phone call asking if I had gotten the tire, and I was just, I thought that it had been ordered, so I was just wondering if, like, maybe dude forgot to order it or something, or something, like, I don't know. And he was like, oh, well, the guy who ordered it was, he's on vacation. I'm like, oh, of course he's on vacation, because July 6th is totally a vacation, right? 2 days after the 4th of July, totally vacation, right? I remember that was July 6th because I remember being mad about how it was 2 days after the 4th of July, and then that day is not a holiday. So why would the freaking guy who would normally be accountable for it, of course the guy who would be in trouble if he forgot to order it, of course he's gone, so it can't be held accountable, of course, why not? So he was like, well, we get an order later, so I'll check through the order to see if it's there, and we'll call you back later or whatever. It's like, all right, fine. So then freaking 5 hours go by, and I call back, and they didn't call me. So I'm like, okay, I get it. It's not here, and they don't know what to tell me because I've already been waiting for several days, and now they're like, okay, well, we got like we're gonna have like a pissed off customer. So what do we tell them? You know, I had a feeling it might have been one of those situations. So I called back, and a different guy answered the phone, and I explained to him what happened so far, and I tried to extend like the olive branch in case they didn't want to like deal with me because they thought I'd be mad. So I tried to extend like an olive branch, and I was like, look, I mean, I get it if you forgot. I mean, it was July 3rd. It was, you know, it was the day before July 4th. Everybody had July 4th on the brain. You might have forgotten. It was just an honest mistake. I get it. So I was wondering if, you know, oh, actually, see, I forgot to tell this part the last time I told the story, too. The other guy was like, well, we have this other tire that you could put on instead. It was like a mismatched tire. I'm just like, dude, the other people that I had talked to were just like, no, it has to be this specific kind of tire. Like, they were adamant about saying that you can't just put any tire on willy-nilly. It has to be this particular kind, and that's why they had to order it, you know. So basically the one dude was like, well, we could just put this other wrong tire on, and I'm just like, no, actually, no. I was like, no thanks. Wait, is that island sinking? Where's that island going? So then I called again. The different guy had picked up. I told him what happened so far. I was like, is it actually safe to put a mismatched tire on? Because I was just mentioning that the other guy had mentioned it, and he was like, well, it's okay to do like short term. You're not gonna want to do a whole lot of driving on it. So I was like, okay, well, how about this? How about you put that tire on, and then that way I have a car, so I can go like back and forth to work. And then when the correct tire arrives, how about you swap out that tire with the correct one, and I'll just pay for the new tire or whatever, the correct one, for my, you know, just 'cause, you know, for my inconvenience, you know. And he was like, yeah, you for what you've been through. He was like, yeah, we could do that, but the guy you'd have to talk to is out right now. That could get that set up. He's out right now. And I was like, oh, of course he is. Of course he is. Why would a person that could actually help me? Why would he be available to help me? You know. So I was like, do you know when he's expected back? He was like, oh, it shouldn't be more than 20 minutes. So I'm like, all right, fine. So at this point, it's like afternoon now, and so like 20 minutes goes by. Next thing you know, 2 hours went by. So part of the reason I didn't call right away is because I thought that maybe they were going to go ahead and just swap it out to be like, hey, because of your inconvenience, we just went ahead and did it, and it's already ready to go, you know, instead of getting the okay from me to do it and then having it take longer to do or whatever. I thought they were going to like have it already ready for me or whatever. So 2 hours goes by, I freaking call, and then another guy answers. This is the guy that was missing last time. Apparently they found him or whatever. So I explained to him everything that happened so far, and I was at this point, I'm kind of like I'm kind of, well, what sucks is that like at this point I'm getting like frustrated, but like I can't express my frustration. I can't be like you know how they say like don't mess with the people that make your food. Like you can't, like, I didn't want to be like a freaking, I was trying to like not be one of those kind of customers, you know. I was trying to like, you know, I was like, how do I communicate that I'm frustrated, but I don't want to sound like, you know, because they probably deal with customers all the time that get all pissed off when they find out that it's like hundreds of dollars and they don't have the money or whatever, and now they're just freaking out or whatever. I mean, I had the money to fix it, but they're probably used to dealing with, you know, anytime you deal with customers and stuff that costs a lot of money, and the average person doesn't have a lot of money, you know, you probably deal with some characters, you know, that are like emotional or whatever. Can I reach the clouds yet? If I can get the clouds add a lot of size. No, can't get the clouds yet. I'm pretty sure these land masses actually add more size than they look like they would. Alright, make another pass. Skyscraper Island. Yeah, this whole island is where we started, I'm pretty sure, right? Was it this one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this whole area is where we started. See that in the bottom, oh jeez, I can't back up. In the bottom right corner, right by the prince's feet, that's the gap from way earlier. That gap in the wall or whatever. So I'm trying to like, so I'm frustrated, but I'm trying to like think of, oops. I'm trying to like think of how to like word. I'm trying to like think of how to word stuff to like not sound like a dick on the phone, you know, because it's like they're holding my car hostage. So it's like if I piss them off, like they could do like anything to my car, you know. I don't know. They could do a thing where they don't make something break, but they set it up so it'll break 6 months from now, and then by that point I won't be able to pin it on them, you know. Like I don't know. Like I guarantee. Well, I guess I can't guarantee, but I have a high. I'm highly suspicious. What's the word? I can't even think out like what I'm trying to say. I would reckon that there's a... See, the word reckon comes in handy. Sometimes people are like, oh, what do you say reckon? It comes in handy sometimes. I reckon that that they get their revenge on customers that piss them off or give them grief, you know. And they can do it in a way where they won't be able to have it pinned on them, you know. It's just like the much higher stakes version of getting like someone spitting in your burrito or your burger or something. They'll just like do something to your car where it'll break 6 months from now. Oh man, those things made me freaking huge. I don't even know what the hell those are. I don't think I picked up any of those in my other one. If I did, I was so big that I didn't even like register what they were. What is that? Solitary Island? Is that what that said? Alright, is that it? Is that, there you go. It's 300. I'm pretty sure I was at, like, 700. I'm actually... Well, I guess we still got a couple minutes. And a lot of these objects are gonna give me tons and tons of size. I feel like I'm not doing as well as I did last time, but... I don't know. I'm pretty sure I wasn't actively going after the clouds. If I actively go after the clouds, maybe I can, gain some ground. Okay, well, I got distracted from my story for the 5,000th time. So I'm calling the guy again, explain everything that happened thus far, and he was like, what kind of car is it? So I told him, and then he's like, and where did you park it? I was like, it's in the parking lot. He's like, our parking lot? And I'm like, the parking lot that's like near the build. I was like, I didn't 100% confirm that it was y'all's parking lot. It's a parking lot that's like adjacent to the building, so I assumed that that was the correct place to park it, you know. And he's like, what color is it? And I told him, and then he's like, your car is not here. I was like, dude, at this point, I was already frustrated. But when he told me that the car wasn't there, I was like, dude, are you freaking kidding me? Like, you're not going to tell me that you don't have the car. Like, I was like, what happened? Like, did I wake up in Wacky World land? Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're not going to tell me that the car is not there. How can the car not be there? The car has to be there. I dropped it off. I gave y'all the keys. How is my car not there? Like, are you kidding me? I could not believe it. I was, and then... So I was already mad, so like I'm getting just this like flurry of emotions, which I'm not actually used to. But and he was like, wait, he was like, what day did you say you called? I was like, I called July 3rd or Friday or whatever. And he was like, we were closed on that day. I was like, dude, you're on drugs, dude. Like, then who did I walk? Like, I walked it in. Who did I hand the keys to? There was a guy who must have broken into the building and, like, murdered the person who works there, stole his clothes, you know, and played the part of the guy who works there. Like, I walked in, the door was open, there were people working on cars, there was a dude behind the counter, I handed him the keys on that day, and now they're telling me, I'm like, did I slip into an alternate dimension or something? Like, what's the deal? And then finally... Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. See, I made it. I reached the 700. I wonder if it was 700 and... I don't remember what the 100... Or if it was 720 or 780. I don't remember. But I guess if I get to 800, then we'll know I got bigger. I'm pretty sure it wasn't 780. Alright, at this point... Oh, jeez. I was trying to get one more charge. Once you get to that size, the charge doesn't give you a whole lot of size. But as it turns out, so he's like, what day did you call? And I told him, he said that we're closed, that they were closed on that day. I was like, dude, are you serious? And then he was like, are you sure you called the right place? And then it finally occurred to me that, I don't know if you remember, 6 hours ago when I started the story, remember back when I said that I called a place and nobody answered and I left a message? As it turns out, he had called. The reason he called to ask me if I had gotten the tire was because that was that person calling me back to ask if I had gotten the tire. It wasn't the person whose car I'd put, or it wasn't the person whom I had left the car with. So then I had just hit call back on my phone or whatever. So all this time I was calling the wrong dealership or whatever. So I was like, God dang. So yeah, the end. So my mind was like just completely blown. I just couldn't believe it. So all this back and forth, and all this sitting here wondering. It's like that angst you get when you like text a girl and she like doesn't text you back right away. I was like having that, except I was just like, is my car gonna be okay? Like, what's the deal? Like, I felt like helpless, you know, when you don't have your car, you know. And then you're just getting like the runaround on the phone. Like, it's super like frustrating. But then turns out it was all for naught, for N-A-U-G-H-T. It was all for nothing. 1,200 categories. I'm pretty sure I only had like 11 something last time, maybe like 1189. So I must have gotten more things this time around. Oh yeah, and I mentioned this last time. There's 2 spaces in the hand-holding circle, since I didn't do some of the constellation levels. Oh yeah, I forgot you get to roll up the world during the credits. Oh man, look at that moon. It's like so like satisfyingly smooth, isn't it? Okay, so my geography is terrible, but ideally, you're like right now you're not big enough to pick up certain countries. You have to go to basically you have to hit up Africa and like Europe and like pick up a bunch of the smaller ones. That was a total coincidence that I made it to that I went right to Europe. That was not intentional. I mean, I know where Europe is in relation to the United States, where I'm pretty sure I started kind of near there, right? Oh, you can't do the charge roll. All right, fine. Oh, but yeah, if I wasn't yeah, my bad on that story. I know it took way too long to tell. But yeah, the combination of being tired and just getting distracted all the time, and also not being able to remember all the details. I don't know. When it comes to like telling stories and stuff, I do try to like get all the details right, and I had all the details right the first time I told the story, even though I did get distracted somewhat a few times. I botched it. I botched it even more the second time. So it just kind of is. I'm just not used to telling story. It's hard for me to like tell a story when I don't have like all the details like straight in my head, you know, just because too much, like I said, too much time passed. Okay, can I pick up something, pretty please? There we go, there's a something. Oh, so I had taken a nap from, what, 8:30 until, and I don't know, I'd gotten like a couple hours of sleep. And then by the time I got my car back, it was like 5 o'clock. So a cab got me at like 5:30 and drove me up to the car dealership, and the dealership closed at 6. So I barely made it. Then I had to wake up at like 9 to be ready to go to work at 10 p.m. So I like barely got any sleep. I got like 2 small like naps worth of sleep, and then that was all the sleep I had for the whole night. So the bad news is that I ended up relapsing on the sauce. By sauce, I mean caffeine. Yeah, I don't know. Of course it happened. Of course. That's how it always goes. Anytime I, like, gain, like, some momentum of, like, quitting, there's, like, always some kind of something that happens that, like, gets me reeled back in. I mean, I guess the good news is that I didn't... It's not like I waited until Sunday night and then found out my tire was flat, you know? And, yeah, as it turns out, they put one of those goofy lug nuts on all 4 of the tires. Well, apparently because this car is, like, a bit more expensive than my other car, it has, like, more expensive tires, which is also why the tires are more expensive, you know? But because the tires are more expensive, they put one of those goofy lug nuts on. It's supposed to be to prevent people from stealing the tires. But it's like, well, if you just need the specific key tool or whatever to undo it, why couldn't they just do that? And I'm guessing that the reason is because they make them in, like, several different shapes, and the car tire thief would have to have the one specific one that fits the one specific nut, so the odds are low that they would have it, so then they would just switch to a different... They would just move on to another car, you know? Oh, this guy isn't finished yet. Okay, so we skipped Virgo, skipped those 2. And... yeah, just those 2, right? And, yeah, it does unlock these Eternal things. I did do an Eternal off camera. Eternal 1, it's not really Eternal. It's kind of a misnomer. But, wait, I actually didn't hit this to the Moon Memorial? What does that mean? What's the Moon Memorial? Oh, you can watch all the jams. Okay, cool, I guess. Why would anyone want to watch any of those stupid movies again? Sound library? I already took my headphones off. And I already know what everything sounds like. I just played the freaking game. Alright, let's go back. Jeez. Oh, what was I saying a second ago? Oh, yeah. So Eternal 1 is basically like, you get like you like start off inside the house, and then you get to go like 1 block around the house. So it's like Eternal, like, it's like small scale Eternal. And I'm guessing this one will let you go around the entire city, but then you're still, like, locked into the city. And then Eternal 3, I'm guessing, is where you can go around the whole world like I just did. But yeah, Eternal 1, it's like super not Eternal. Like, the biggest thing you can pick up is, like, a person, and then you're still blocked off. So I'm guessing Eternal 2 will block you off into, like, a larger area, and then Eternal 3 is just the whole world or whatever. But anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for this game. Yeah, I know this is a long episode, but like I said, I broke the other one up into 3 episodes and lost all the footage, so I'm like, screw it. I'm ready to be done with this game. I'm ready to move on to the next game, so I'm just going to throw this as a super long episode. Thanks for watching, and I will see you folks in the next game. Take care. Bye.